Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. You can see this room a little bit differently now. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. This room looks a little bit different than it did last time. I did a little bit of a live stream in between episodes here, and we redesigned this, and I think it looks much better. What I basically decided to do is color code each thing with a bit of a nicer texture, because before I chose the whole like pillar and some sort of other chisel block thing in the middle, and I just decided to go with one full texture, and it goes down to the middle where there's a vault diamond block, which kind of changes in between all of the colors in a sense from all of these textures, which is I think really cool. We could also potentially add something bigger here in the middle. If you have any ideas, please do let me know down in the comments how I can make this hole in the middle look more grand or more treasury or something like that. The other thing that was suggested by one of my patrons here is to add a pillar in the middle with a beacon beam. And I think that might look cool if we add them to all of them. So I'm going to try that right now, and we're going to see how it looks. We now have all 6 beacon beams installed, and I decided to go with magenta, light blue, green, red, yellow, and orange. And to get the beacon beams to shine through the walls here, I just used some frame blocks you can see on the bottom right. Those apparently let beacon beams shine through them. They are considered transparent, so we can just hide everything in here, and it's all just shining through some blocks. Wonderful. I also did some building on this chamber over here. We now have a beautiful ceiling. We have a vector plate on top of the spawner instead of the pillar, so we get the extra spawning space. Also, a weird thing is happening with this glass over here. If I go up and down, you can see just the vault stone appearing in the back, which is super wonky, and it only happens on this side, and I don't know why. Like if I go here, nothing from this, and it's the same deal. It's vault stone behind, so I don't know what's causing that to happen. I think it's some sort of rendering with the frame glass, because when I broke in here, you can see we have the weird rendering over here as well. So it's just going to be what it is going to be. We're not going to look at it most of the time from here to see it, so it should be fine. With level 75 that we hit in between episodes because I ran some vaults with some patrons, we can now unlock our next expertise, and I think I'm going to go into Trinketer just to save 10% of our trinkets, and we can max this out till level 85, and then we have 3 more expertise that we can spend in something. But as I said, at level 100, I am going to use the neuralizer, this guy over there, to reset all of my expertise, and we're going to see what we're going to go into at that point. Over here on top, we had a couple machines, and I decided to just clear them out because we're going to be doing a bunch of digging in this area, and a few of them I have moved downstairs here. We have our sheep pen, the 2 bees, the turtle, and the chicken right over here, and I even put levers on them so I can turn them on individually. And now we have a modular router just vacuuming everything and sending it directly into the drawer controller over there, so everything is nicely sorted, and the drawers are right over here. Also, I had a few villager farmers that Sudo has given me, and these are now over here just sitting like so, and we have a modular router with a bunch of puller modules here, pulling directly out of all of these, even the iron farm that he gave me at some point, and everything is being sent to the drawer controller, so it's kind of nice and infinite farming solution. Before we start doing any sort of work, I'm gonna consume some knowledge, and we're just gonna unlock sets that we're gonna need. Like, I can do Torchmaster, that is super easy. I can do trash cans, we're gonna need them eventually. We have the nullifier anyway, but I could have saved it, but eventually we need to unlock everything anyway if we wanna unlock automatic genius to get auto crafting up online. We actually have enough to do flux networks, which will provide us wireless charging, so let's do that. 14 flux networks, there we go. And I also have enough for the brews, so let's do that as well. Or a brew, like so. And each of these brews caused an ecopog, so I think I might just make one right now. Let's make an ecopog. And the one thing that we don't have in our drawers is glass bottles, which are right down here. Let's just grab a stack. There we go, that's gonna be our Slaughterer's Brew. I don't necessarily know what I want to put as the modifier, so I think I'll do that once we go run a vault, and I can decide then what we want. Because I'm looking at the reduce active cooldowns by 80%. That looks cool. if we have enough mana regen, which I think we do with that build over there, we should be able to just do that, and that way each time I drink a potion, it will reduce my storm arrow that I have from 100 seconds down to 20 seconds, and that will just make it that if we run into dungeons back-to-back or champions back-to-back, I can just reset the cooldown real fast and gain the ability to do storm arrow again, so that'll be pretty cool. I'm just doing random things around my base, and I noticed that I have enough for a bunch more burgers. Let's see if... Ooh, that's gonna get us another level. Another 2 levels, just for free. That's super cool. One thing that I actually tested out yesterday with a patron of mine, I unlearned 1 storm arrow, and I put it into Smite Archon, and I'm gonna put 2 more in here. I think it costs the same, or it might cost more mana. Yeah, it is 0.8 mana, and it goes up. Okay, so hold on, let's see. In this armor that I have over here, if I swap everything out here, and if we go into this one, right? So I bound this, and right now you can see our mana is going up, and the cool way to test this, if our mana is gonna keep up, is to go and spawn in some mobs over here. We can turn off the killers right there, and we can do that. Okay, so for constant killing, our mana is going down. But with just the level 1 smite, it was doing enough damage where we were keeping up with mana. Yeah, right now it's going down because I upgraded the Archon. It is doing more damage though, 300%. One thing that we could do is we can just do the phylactery thing for our trinket. We're currently using the picture of the lucky goose for the red one, but we can put this on, and I think this should give us more mana regen to handle everything, so we can try it with that. And actually, I did make another helmet for this build, which is going to give us 50% more mana regen, so let me try with this one. We're going to look like a mushroom leprechaun. And let me remove the trinket and see how that fares. Yeah, this is totally fine. Plus, we're not going to be fighting that many mobs that often. Yeah, but that works. That is enough for the 3 points that we have right now. That's pretty cool. Actually, if we hold our sword, we triggered the Poison 2 cloud, which in turn triggers the toxic reaction, which would kill mobs even faster. And even if we just, when mobs spawn, pop Poison Nova, we have the Archon, which kills the mob. Oh, I so want to go run a vault. Let's go run a vault. I have decided. We're going to work on this after the vault. I need to vault with this now. This is necessary. It needs to happen. Let's go try this out. I'm going to wear the phylactery anyway, just because our mana regen is going to be higher that way. And I think we have everything ready. We could make the brew. With the mana regen, we're probably not going to need it. So let's do a reduce active cooldowns. It's a stack of gold and a stack of vault diamonds, which our vault diamonds are dwindling in numbers right now. We're 163. So we might need to do just a loot everything type of vault. And that way we can restock a bit on our diamonds and everything. And the brew can go, or the mixture can go away. I think we're good to go. So I have some crystals, I believe. Yeah, I have 3 of them, so we can grab one level 75, and we can go just run a random vault and see what happens. Yay, it's an elixir. Wonderful. So we just do all the things, and everything dies, and we do good. And it has a cooldown thing. Okay, we'll turn it on once we get back to it. Okay, Archon is now on. And it's killing everything. Wonderful. I think things just have to touch me to get Archoned, and before they weren't touching me. Or maybe it didn't detect, I had to turn it on and off. Yeah, they have to be like really close. I can still try and hurt these, and when they... Oh, that's super fun. And I still like the Poison Nova, because if it triggers the toxic reaction thing, we can still do a whole bunch of damage to things. We're not touching altars, even though it's a vendor altar. I might touch the altar. We're so close to done with the elixir, and if it's just loot some chests, we can probably do that. Mine vault ores. Okay, that's doable. Just need to go find an ore room. Oh, spiders. Oh, champion spider. Hi. Oh, that's so nice. In a dungeon. Challenging. Okay, so let me just... I have a plan. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna put a little pillar of blocks. Maybe a little, like, T. So that is our dungeon that is downstairs. We came in from this way, so let's go look for ore rooms and see if we can find the 24 vault ores that we need. So I'm just gonna run through rooms and see if it's an ore room, and if it's not, we keep on going. Hey, ores, wonderful. Hey, ore room, I think. Hope. Maybe just an ore POI. Oh, it's an ore room, wonderful. There we go. What's the favor? 100% mana regen plus 50% cooldown reduction for this vault. Okay, that's gonna be super good. Our mana's just never gonna go down. Okay, let's go back to that dungeon now. It was challenging and it could be good. Okay, here's our dungeon. Oh, it's just a small skeleton one. It's gilded though, so that'll be good. Okay, so how much do you guys do? It's a challenging dungeon. They didn't even hurt much. Spawn them in. Let them come upstairs. Hi. Oh, there's 2 champions. We'll pop Poison Nova. We'll pop Storm Arrow. We're going back down. And what I can do now, I can drink my brew. And see, I already have another Storm Arrow. Where are you, champs? Are you coming up again? So he does hurt, but the Archon hurts him a lot as well. So that's pretty good. We got it all, so let's head out. It's so fun. I know, I understand Freya now, and his loving of this build. Super fun, actually. You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm just gonna go in a different direction. I looted that ore room, and there was just a couple of regular rooms down there, so just go this way. See what there is to find. Maybe more dungeons. We'll see. Hey, ore POIs. Hey, and a dungeon. Challenging zombie dungeon. Oh, and it's a cave type deal thing. That's fine. They do hurt quite a bit. They're getting poisoned and nova'd and archoned. So we're good. There's a spawner. Still not the champion. There's a baby though. Let's just Storm Arrow them. We can drink a brew when we spawn in the boss. It should be there. Let me just drink a brew. So we have a Storm Arrow again. Well, Storm Arrow doesn't really do much. I would rather have Frozen, or the Frozen thing, possibly. The Blizzard Arrow. Just to freeze them, and that way I can go kill him. There's an archive. I think this is a modifier one. Healing 2, 12 area of effect or knockback resist. Ooh. I think I'll do the area of effect on the wand. I think that's a good one. Yay, I found an archive on camera. That's so good. And there was also like an upstairs thing here. We're also totally done with the elixir as well, so that is pretty nice. Okay, so let's see a champion, dude. I think what I can do with these, I can just do this. He does knock me down because he's a champ, but that was super fun. I just love that spiders are no longer a problem with this ARCHON thing. So nice. You want to do another altar? Kill tank mobs. That's doable if they spawn. Hey, factory. Now we actually don't have smelting. Where's the bucket? We can grab our ancient debris here. Nice. Oh, this room is so easy to clear now. Plus, I'm not scared of the mobs anymore. So good. Hey, red katana. Nice. Okay, that room drained a little bit of our mana, but that's okay. It's gonna get regened real fast in this vault. But yeah, champion spider, just not a problem. Hey, tank bombs. There we go. Nice. And another favor is another 100%. Look at that mana regen now. And the next room is a diamond cave. I don't think I need diamonds, to be honest, but I can spend another minute here and then just run back to the other room. That should be fine. One thing that I could be doing with this room is just going through with our hammer. I don't know if there's diamonds. There's probably not diamonds in the middle. There's probably just diamonds in the walls. So pick rank it is. Alright, let's go kill these tanks. Poison Nova. And then just stand still. There we go. I think they're dead. Okay, we have 30 seconds left. Let's get out of here. And I totally didn't mark where I came from. Let's grab kiwis. Okay, I came into the right room. I didn't even need to kiwi. Alright, that was good. Alright. Nice. Oh, we're gaining another level. Nice. One thing that I'm noticing with our kind of junk backpack that we're using, we need to filter some more things that we don't want it to pick up. So for example, ooh, we can't do that because if we do the bottle of enchanting, it's not going to pick up everything from Minecraft. I don't know how priorities work on these backpacks. Like if I have this backpack in the front, this is currently not getting the netherite scrap, the shulker boxes, the bottles, and the runes, which are going into this one. I mean, it's totally fine. It's like 4 slots in this one, which I'm totally okay with, because in the end, I just come here and toss everything in the system anyway. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. We can now also buy this knowledge that was in the thingy here. I will totally get this catalyst as well. We have 1,400. Do we want the black chromatic steel? I'll take the black chromatic steel. We can also grab this red backpack and identify all the things. These pants are not bad. The chestplate has a legendary +4 to level of Nova, which could be a really cool thing for a Nova build of sorts. As I was sorting out my backpack, I remembered that Iskal in his last video did a separate refined storage system for jewels, because we currently have a whole butt ton of jewels in here, and the more you have of NBT data things in a single crafting storage system, the laggier it can get. So we can move all of these to a different one. For another refined storage system, we're gonna need another controller. I do have extra disk drives that I got from mod boxes. And speaking of mod boxes, we have an extra 10. Maybe we get a grid of some kind or something. We got a blazing energy cell, an aqueous accumulator, a starter solar panel, a stack upgrade, a 16K storage disk. Nice. 2 16Ks. Awesome. Another external storage. That is wonderful. I think we got an extra disk drive and a hardened fernator. The blazing energy cell is going to go right in here. That's going to be another 40 million FE that we can store. And for our jewels, we don't need a crafting grid. We just need a regular old grid. So we're going to take that. I want to try and make 2 starter ender cells. Do these link up with the ones that I have right now? They do. Okay, so you can just have that, because this is going to not use a whole bunch of power, right? And ooh, let's not use my shatterer here and put our work gear on so we can not destroy our base. So this does a 1k FE per tick. Okay, that's super simple. That's going to be plenty for what we need for this storage system. I'm thinking here is a good spot for it, right? We can just put a grid right there. We'll put a disk drive here. And then we can just go underneath here, put the controller in, and then we just need one of these ender cells set to signal 1. Up is outputs. That's 2 FE per tick that this is using. And to control how many jewels I have in here, we're just going to put a 1K storage disk in here. And we can see once it's full, we can just clean this up if necessary. We will also add a black dye, so it's kind of nice and hidden over there. And now I need to just an exporter and an importer. And if we put a chest here, we put an importer here, an exporter here, and then we just connect this with a cable for the moment, something like that. And then we grab a jewel of any kind. And if we do an export here, extract mode off, jewels, and they're being imported. Awesome. We don't have a bunch of speed upgrades, but we can put 2 here. Actually, we're just going to put 1 in each, and that should take care of all the jewels over time. We are done with all the jewels, and we had 946 of them in the system. That is quite a few. So I think it's a necessary thing that I go through them and start scrapping the ones that have higher sizes. I'm also going to add an importer on this system so I can toss on my backpack with gear and jewels, and they can be tossed in here, and we can sort out the jewels and the gear in this system. I organized all the jewels, and we have reduced the number to 353 jewels in here. I also prepared a bunch of jewels that I want to put on a new sickle, probably an echoing one, because the one that we're currently using still has quite a bit of durability left, and I might as well just use this one for as long as we can. It has 3 more repairs, so might as well use this until we get to level 80, which we're actually really close to. Now that we have successfully tested out Smite Archon in a vault and is super fun, it is time that we tackle this mob spawner. So let's start by making a pathway going all the way down to here, and we also need to dig around this area as much as we can to get as much space as possible for a bunch of little storage pile thingy-mabobs doohickeys. I have no idea how they're gonna look, but we need space, basically. Before I show you all the building and digging that I have done off camera, we're gonna go into Flux Networks. Our mining gadget keeps running out of power, so I want to enable wireless charging on my Flux network. So all we need is the Flux controller and then a Flux plug to put power into the system. So we need to make a couple more of these and 1 POG, and we should get ourselves a Flux plug. And what we can do with the Flux controller, I need somewhere to place this. Actually, we're just gonna place it. We're gonna hide it. It doesn't need to be visible, I think. So we're gonna go over here by our main power cell thingy. We're gonna put this down, but we are gonna add our own network. We're gonna say it's just gonna be private. We're gonna color it green like I do all the time. And there we go. So we can select this now. And if we put this guy on and select it to Fikibreaker, we should be getting power in the system, hopefully. And if we do this, like so, enable wireless charging. And if I put this on, are you charging? You are not. I'm just gonna make a basic flux storage and we're gonna see if that is gonna sort out our problems. If we do this, okay, we're now getting an input of energy through this. And why are you not wireless charging? Oh, because I didn't push apply. Are you wireless charging now? It wasn't for a moment. It is effective. Let's put down the storage. It's charging my exchanging gadget. Why you no charge my mining gadget? This is my third basic battery that I made because every time I wanted to go charge it, instead of just manually putting in here to charge, I shift-clicked it in, which inputted 4 million FE to the storage. But if I enable this, I put it in my curio slot. Oh, it's charging up, but at least it's draining into here. Are you fully gonna charge? You are charging. Okay, so apparently it doesn't charge the mining gadget directly, but we need to have a basic battery in here so the mining gadget will get charged because this will get charged. Yep, now this is getting charged. Okay, so we have an infinite supply of power for our mining gadget, which is totally fine. Awesome. The first idea that I had for our mob spawning area was to have kind of sort of pillars like this, but colored in the blocks that the pillar is storing. So for example, a redstone blocky pillar and then maybe a bone pillar for bones. But then I decided a cooler thing would be if we put in little pixel arts for all the mob heads around and we dot them around. It doesn't have to be every single egg that we have here, but it can be a few that we can dot around, and we're gonna see how much space they're gonna take. And we can just start building downwards from here and just linking everything up so we can walk up and down, which is gonna take quite a bit of time, so I'm gonna get to it. I have added a new little friend. It is a upside down spooter and it's looking really, really cool. I really like it. And it's really nice how I can have them hanging from the ceiling. That's super neat. So all of these figures come from Noodler's figure collection. It is a world download. I'm probably sure you can find it online, but I will just in case post a link in the description for you to download it. The world is in 1.10.2 and all of the things are made with terracotta and they can be made much better looking with concrete, which is what I used for the spider and the slime, for example. And I used black concrete for the hat instead of terracotta for the witch. So that is looking pretty cool. And it's time to clear more space and find another place to put another mob somewhere. For the idea that I have with the modular routers and sending items back and forth, we are going to need refined storage by our spawner. And I don't want to just run a cable somewhere through the base. We can have network receivers and transmitters that we can craft. So we're going to do that instead. And we're going to need one network receiver, which is going to be 4 black chromatic steel ingots. And also one network transmitter. And I needed to make one network card, which is 4 more black chromatic steel and extraordinary armor, which I can't say, and Vol diamond blocks. So let us set this up first of all. I think this back wall over here should be fine. We're just gonna run a cable to the bottom of this one. Like that. And we're gonna grab a sign and say mob farm. If we ever need to tweak it or configure it, we know which one it is. And now over here, not the permanent spot, but just a proof of concept, you shift right click on the receiver and you go back to your transmitter and you input the card like so. And now this is gonna be using a little bit more power. We can see it in here. This is using 64 FE per tick. It's not that much. To get this detector system up and running, we firstly need to collect the items. So we're gonna have 2 modular routers, one with just a regular vacuum module, and the other one with an XP augment to collect bottles of enchanting. And for the moment, I'm just gonna put this drawer here. I'm gonna put in bottles of enchanting, And we'll put in a void upgrade and a diamond storage upgrade. And then we can right click the sender module here and put it here. And if we give this guy some speed upgrades and some stack upgrades and do the same here. And since we're gonna be testing this with witches, we need everything in the drawers. So what I did is I set up another sender module that is linked to the drawer controller right here. And that guy is just gonna be sending everything that we drop from the witches. And what we can actually do with this guy, instead of sending it directly to the drawer, we can send it to the drawer controller as well, because the drawer should be linked up anyway. To turn this on now, we have to set this guy, which is on redstone mode high, so that will send this in to spawn, right? And then this guy needs to be set to redstone mode low, I believe. And if we set this over, there we go. This is gonna start doing its thing and collecting redstone. And just to test it out, let's set this to 100, which should be very quickly here. I didn't figure a thing for potions. Okay. To sort out the potions, I just have another sender module here, which has a bulk item filter inside with 2 of the different types of potions that the witches were dropping. And this guy is sending directly to this nullifier, so the potions get voided. To sort out the potions, we just have another sender module on a whitelist for the models to send them directly into the nullifier, so they get voided. And I kind of decided that I'm gonna put the detectors for all of the mobs inside of their pixel arts, which kind of means that we need to have a pixel art for each one of the mobs. The cool part is that when we run out of slime blocks right over here, we need to have less than 1,000. You can see the eggs being transferred into the spawner like that, and then it starts spawning, and it only spawns a certain amount of mobs, which is wonderful, so you don't get a spawner eruption of too many slimes that you can't kill. So once a few of them die, it should spawn some more. Yeah, there they go. And if we are over 1,000, it extracts the eggs as well and sends them directly to the face. So that is pretty cool. So that is gonna have to do it for today's episode. I am really hoping that you did enjoy it. We did try our new ARCHON build, which was really, really fun to do in the vaults, and I'm more than ready to run more vaults with it. And we also started work on our survival spawner build. And actually, we can have some redstone to actually make it fully functional now. After how many episodes? Too many. So with all that said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I am really hoping that you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. You can also subscribe to get notified of when new videos go live. And you can support me on Patreon and or YouTube memberships to get to play with me on this very server. And I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye-bye.